This is Tam Mutu here. Good afternoon. I am currently recording this from my studio in my house. And with me today is the one and only Ricardo Rojas.
So if you're going to say my name, mate, say it properly. All right.
Let's hear it then.
It's
Come on.
Ricardo Rojas.
There you go. There he is.
Ricky for short.
Hello,
everyone.
We're calling him good afternoon. How are you, buddy?
I'm good, mate. I'm recording this from my lounge room.
Oh, from your lounge room?
In Manhattan.
Overlooking Manhattan.
Overlooking Manhattan.
How's that?
The Al Hirschfeld Theatre. It's actually really hot because the sun just constantly shines through my window. So it's like a furnace.
Oh, right. Brilliant.
I've
you
had
don't want
to
to
open the curtain down.
You don't want to open the window?
No, because I get sound spill, and also it's like, it would be like you'd get New York sound. Woo, shut up. You suck. Hey, I'm walking here. You know,
hey, Ricky, you suck.
You suck.
They'd be like, how can they see me? I'm on the 20th floor.
They just know I suck.
Anyway. That's just me anyway. So the reason we thought we'd do a little podcast is why not, A, and B, we always goof around on lives, and last week we did one on sort of musicals, but we kind of sort of just touched a little bit on it, and then we thought, well, hey, why not? Let's do a proper podcast on it and then see how that goes, and then maybe we'll go from there. So just for people that don't know who the hell we are, let's start off with, who are you? You know, and tell me a little bit about yourself, just a little bit, because we don't want to bore people, but you know what I mean, just a little bit about yourself, and then we can talk about.
You don't want to bore people. People live for this. People live for this.
Let's hear it. Go.
So my name is Ricky Rojas. I'm an actor. I was born in Chile. I grew up in Australia.
Right.
And I worked most of my career in the West End in London, and I've done a couple of shows out here in Broadway in New York, and yeah.
How did you get into theatre?
Just happy to be here. I got into theatre by, I actually started as a cabaret singer when I was very young on the cabaret circuit in Sydney. And because my sister was a singer as well. And then I got into it that way. And then I thought, you know, I'd like to act. So I signed myself up some classes, drama classes, musical theatre classes at the Australian Theatre for Young People. The Rebel Wilson.
Australian
Theatre for
one person. That's you.
Australian Theatre for me.
For one person. And Ricky was the only member, hence.
Right. It was the ATYP, Australian Theatre for Young People. And actually Rebel Wilson was one of my fellow colleagues in the course, on the course.
For those of you who don't believe him, you can fact check. Let's have a, I'm always interested. Please fact check. Because he's a compulsive liar. So
she actually made a really big contribution to the Australian Theatre for Young People.
She did?
Like $1 million or something. It was like,
oh, right. You weren't meaning her talent. You were meaning her
donation.
You know,
she's obviously very talented. She came to watch the show. Couldn't remember me, but it's fine.
You had an impact. You had a serious impact in her life.
Well, I do look very different, a lot different to when I was,
you're putting it down to that, are you? How you look?
Yeah,
now.
I mean, I've got facial hair now and I'm a man.
Oh, that's what it would be, definitely.
I was a boy, a mere boy back then.
A mere boy. Okay,
yeah.
That's interesting. Okay. So what was your first ever show?
My first ever show was the Buddy Holly story. Why are you laughing?
I had something in my throat. In my throat. I was just clearing it.
It was the Buddy Holly story, and I played the role of Richie Valens. So I got to sing La Bamba every night, which was amazing. And I actually met the guy that played Richie Valens in the film, Lou Diamond Phillips. When he came to watch the show.
Yes, I do remember
I fangirled so much over him. I hugged him way too much. I had to say sorry for hugging him so much.
Oh, my days. Don't go into that too much because I've got a question about that later on. So we'll just.
Right, you're very structured today.
Well, because I didn't want to,
listeners,
trying to keep a timeline as well. And,
if you're listening, we actually tried to record this podcast like 2 days ago and it died. It crashed in flames.
Because we just go off on tangents.
Yeah.
And also because we weren't recording it properly.
Yeah. I mean, we recorded it fine. It just didn't work.
No.
I'm just opening a bottle of gaseous water, so it's not me fighting.
Okay. Oh, there it is.
Cool. There it is.
So I have a few more questions for you in a minute, but I'm just going to go and basically do what you just did and just introduce myself. I am Tam Mutu. I was born in a town called Hastings, in East Sussex in England, and my mother is Italian, my dad is Turkish, so equally mongrel like yourself. Two mongrels on a plane.
Two mongrels on a plane. Two mongrels in the dressing room.
Two mongrels in the dressing room. I got into theatre pretty late, actually, because I was very much into sports. Like specifically football, soccer, whatever you want to call it.
No, football, really?
Yeah, a little bit, just a little bit. I was into and I was actually very good at it, and then I just kind of
all right, mate,
lost interest.
Calm down.
Well, I did, and then suddenly I got a bit stagey. I don't know what happened there. And
we'll go into what stagey means later on.
Well, when you look in the dictionary, it's a picture of you next to it, stagey, and then there's you, and next to you is Robin, and then Danny Burstein.
We'll discuss this.
Jay Madges. There's a few, and quite a lot of them in Moulin Rouge, actually. Interestingly enough. Anyway, yeah. So then, but the first sort of like dabble into theatre I had was when I was doing amateur dramatics. What you guys would probably Americans would call summer stock, kind of similar sort of thing. First show was Half a Sixpence, my friend. Half a Sixpence. Do you even know what that is?
No.
No, it was dreadful. But
Wouldn't
anyway,
even know.
And then I kind of went into the National Youth Music Theatre, which was cool, which was actually funded back then, well, helped out by Angela Weber, Lord Weber. And it was cool, actually. I had a good time doing that. And then I just kind of fell into going to drama school, and it was a bit weird. And I don't even know how I've ended up where I'm at. But
it's because you're handsome.
No, it's got nothing to do with that. Am I?
Of course.
It's very nice of you. Very nice.
You are so rugged.
Yeah. That's just my voice.
Honestly, me and Aaron Tveit look at you every night on stage, and we're like, he's so rugged and handsome. Look at him.
He's so old and grey. So miserable.
He's so grumpy.
He's such a grumpy arsehole.
Someone quick, give him a PlayStation or something.
Yeah, I'm aiming to get one in that box at some point. I'm going to get one up there.
Oh my God.
Could you look over and I'm on the Nintendo Switch? The Duke's on the Switch. What's he doing over there? Switch.
Halfway through the
Diamonds are forever, and he's on that Switch.
What's wrong with Tam? He's just not engaged this show. What's he doing?
Yeah.
Super Mario Kart.
Yeah, he's switching it up. Yeah, so that's basically a little bit of my background. And we've both gone into stagey lovey land. I'm going to ask you another question now.
Ask me.
So I asked you what your first ever show was. What was your favorite one?
My favorite show?
Yeah. Or actually, I'm going to elaborate on that. I'm going to go favorite show or favorite proudest moment. What would you say that is?
Favorite proudest moment?
Or proudest moment. Favorite show, proudest moment in a show, or moment within.
Interesting. I think I've got a few. One was when my parents came to watch me in the West End, my first West End show, which was Buddy, the same one, because they flew me to London because I was so good. They fly me everywhere these days. They fly me from Australia to London, from London to New York. It's crazy, it happens. So when they came to watch, that was fun. I fell on stage, I remember, and I hurt my shin really bad.
Is that because you were being ridiculous, or is that?
I don't know. I just slipped, man. I just wiped. It was, and I couldn't feel my leg.
You were giving it full Ricardo Valance when you were going full out that night.
I went full stagey.
You went full stage and tripped on your own staginess.
Yeah. What was the other one? The other one was when I did Joseph for the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. Right?
God. Did you really?
Here we go. Listen. All right, but it was the version where they did the search for Joseph, and Lee Mead won, for all those UK viewers out there who watched it and remember it. And so
I'm sorry, they're all the same to me. They're all pretty bad, so it doesn't really matter. But we'll get to that.
But anyway, so he was very famous for it, and people would come and watch the show for him. And he'd originally agreed to leave this certain night, and everyone booked to come and watch, but then he ended up extending, and that night that was supposed to be his last show, he was off and I was on for his cover, because I was first cover, and I was freaking out like crazy
because you were on from.
It's like, ladies and gentlemen, the part of Joseph tonight will be played by Ricky Rojas, and you could hear people literally go, oh,
yeah, like, that's not fun.
And I'm there waiting, So anyway, I did the show, and it was really lovely. As I came out stage door, it's like the whole street was like pretty much, the stage door at the Aldwych Theatre.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like in the little alleyway, not alleyway, but it's like not the biggest road. And it was just full of people just clapping. And it was really nice. It was very nice. It's a nice memory.
So they actually liked you?
Yeah.
You didn't get things.
I won them over.
You didn't get things hurled at you on stage?
No, I didn't. And that was a nice moment. And of course,
I'm sorry about that noise, by the way. That buzzing is because someone upstairs is turning on water because I'm in an area where there are a lot of pipes, which is very frustrating. But anyway, we'll fix that next time.
I got another moment. I thought of another moment.
I only asked for one, but go on then. Let's go.
You're gonna get this one for free, mate.
All right.
Come on. It was the first time that we played Moulin Rouge to an audience in Boston.
Oh.
The first time.
Yeah.
Just because we didn't know what to expect. We didn't know how they were going to react. And we were like, wow. The people really loved it. So that was nice.
Yeah, they did. That was pretty that was actually an interesting moment. I'll give you that. I will give you that.
Yeah. Because we were all like, I remember looking at your face, like going across in the other, like, what is it? Box.
Oh, yeah, the box to box.
And your face was like a picture, should we say.
Right. So, moving on.
That's it. I've got no more.
No, that's pretty good. You did very well with those. I have 3 actual questions later on, which I'm going to ask, and Ricky has 3 for me, which we don't know what each other we're going to ask each other. So
I've secretly only got 2.
Oh, fine, whatever. That's fine. But like, we'll get to those. But like, I just want to discuss with you like musicals. What's your kind of feeling on them in general?
In general, well, because coming from a like Latin background, I wasn't into them a lot growing up because, they weren't part of my upbringing.
Right.
So like I discovered most of them when I was like really like a lot older, like, 16, 17. So that's why my knowledge isn't that big for musicals.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I like them because of the instant gratification you get from the audience, and I like that. You can tell a story through a different medium, like singing or dancing, or rather than just acting. It just opens up a different, like a wider spectrum of how you can convey emotion. So I like it for that, but I kind of fell into them because I wanted to be a singer-songwriter.
And is there a specific style that you kind of lean towards, or do you just like the ones that do you have like sort of favorite sort of styles, or
the styles I have are more contemporary musicals because of that. So I wasn't really into the old school Hollywood, Busby Berkeley kind of musicals. I wasn't a big fan of that. Because I didn't know the world of it. So my interest in musicals is more contemporary. So right. I like the ones with more pop music or rock music.
So all the bad
probably
ones.
More rock. Yeah.
All the bad ones then.
Not the bad ones. I mean, you think they're bad. I think, they're different. If everyone wanted to read the same book, it would be boring, right? So it's the same with musicals.
Okay, yeah. So let me just give you a list of like some musicals which so like Mamma Mia, what are you feeling? I went to watch it and I thought it was weird. Oh, okay. Weren't feeling Mamma Mia then?
Yeah, I wasn't, which is, but I like ABBA. I like they wrote a catchy tune. But as a musical, I didn't get it, to be honest.
No, sorry. No, Mamma Mia is not for me. Sorry. It's a dreadful
Mamma Mia, not for me.
I think ABBA should stick to writing things like Chess. It's much better music.
Oh, but they did well with Chess, but that was just one of them, right?
Yeah.
That was only, what was his name?
Benny and Bjorn.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. They did do another musical, actually. I think it was a famous Swedish person, I believe, which musically was actually stunning as well, but I can't remember the name of it now. Someone will know. Someone will know who's listening. Okay, so like you're more into like a really good book, really good sort of musicale, like Rock of Ages, for example.
Mate, I love Rock of Ages. It is the bollocks.
Right.
Just because I love the music and it's a good night out.
Yeah.
You leave there elated.
Content? Any good?
Content, the book isn't great. The story it has
the
to
book
tell
isn't what? The book isn't what, sorry?
The book, I'd say the book isn't great.
Dreadful, you said? Dreadful. I'm sure I heard you say dreadful.
I never said dreadful. It's funny. It made me laugh.
Funny.
So it's got to be good on that. It's
funny, like We
right?
Will Rock You kind of funny. No, speaking of like, and there's another one.
I'd say funnier. I think
funnier?
It's a better book.
Okay.
It's a better book than Ben Elton wrote for We Will Rock You, I think.
Equally dreadful.
I think the stories, he kept it simpler than We Will Rock You. We Will Rock You tried to make it too original.
Right.
Too sci-fi.
Too sci-fi, yeah. What about finding an electric guitar in the middle of like something?
Whereas they could have kept the story a lot simpler and let the music do the work, which it already does. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
That's what I reckon.
So having those sort of shows, I mean, like, what do you feel like the sort of like the sort of state of musical theatre is like now? What do you think? I mean, because there are a lot of people who think that like it's sort of being saturated with jukebox musicals and sort of like rewrites of films, and there's not a lot of original content coming out and new writing in the sense of like new, new composers, new stories. Generally it's a rehash of something, or it's
I think it's definitely going through a stage of I wouldn't say stagnant, but where things are based on other things, so there's no originality. But that happens with films as well. It happens with books. Films are based on books, because it's a good idea that could maybe be shared in another medium. So I think everything will go full circle because things like that inspire people, inspire writers, inspire new ideas,
right?
To evolve. So I think everything goes around full circle at one point.
Do you have favorite composers?
Nah, I don't.
You don't?
No, I wish I knew more Sondheim, but I really don't. My knowledge is really terrible for Sondheim, but I know he's great. Like I can appreciate his talent, definitely.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, of course. He's written one or two tunes, hasn't he, along the way?
A couple, mate. Just a couple.
So, give me some shows where you feel like, what's the word? I'm just going to sip on my coffee. That you really just don't get, or you just aren't your bag.
Well, we've spoken about this before. We have
my
Instagram live,
a little bit on Instagram live, but we need to sort of share it with the listeners right now. And
I personally don't get Cats, right?
Cats das Musical.
Cats das Musical.
Right.
I do not get it.
What don't you get about it? What don't you like?
I think it's the fact that grown people,
grown adults, human beings,
are pretending to be cats.
Yeah.
I think it goes back to drama college. When it's like, just pretend you're a giraffe, pretend you're a fern tree.
Animal studies.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I remember it very well. Grown-ass. Look around the room. There's grown-ass people doing their animal studies, and you're like, how did I get here? How is this? A thing.
I just can't. I can't.
Embarrassing is what it is. Embarrassing.
But even the music of it just really grates me the wrong way. It's all like, I don't know musically, what, 16th? I don't know. But it's all just staccato.
Jellicle.
Oh, stop it. Just stop right there. Don't even.
But we were talking about the other day, but you said you felt like it's probably because you don't really have a good, sort of rapport with cats themselves. And then you say, I'm pretty sure you said to me, like, it probably would have been better if it had been.
I didn't say that.
You did say this. You said, I think it would have worked better if it had been Dogs.
Doggo the musical.
Dog the musical. And I said to you, like, what's the difference? Because you like dogs better, so it would have worked.
Because I think the music in Cats goes with the music of like a cat, whereas like I don't know, like music that goes with a dog would be like a rockier type of music.
Oh my god! See what I mean? See what I'm dealing with here, people? Oh my days! They're the same. They're both appalling. They're a terrible idea. It's a terrible idea, isn't it?
Doggo the musical.
Doggo the musical. Oh, you're going to call the lead Banjo? That's what I said, wasn't it? Something like that.
Call him Spot.
But then why not? So I think we kind of then went on to say like that animals. I think we sort of agreed, didn't we, that animals and musicals maybe not really the go-to thing.
Yeah, but
although they did do Ratatouille recently, didn't they? They did a little. Didn't they do a what's it called of it?
Oh, like a Instagram or
TikTok
like
kind of thing.
TikTok thing, yeah.
Yeah.
See, that was kind of cool.
But that's a bit more of a like a sort of Disney kind of esque kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because you can't put a Lion King in this bracket of Cats and terrible musical, because Lion King actually is puppets and actually requires some. I'm not saying requires more skill, but like just.
I haven't seen Lion King, so
Lion King's amazing. Well, the first 15 minutes of Lion King are unbelievable, and then it gets a little bit snoozy, but it's still got some nice music, and I think is pretty entertaining. But so the whole idea of the cats sort of rolling around and
but like
cleaning themselves and
exactly, like, but and like being all like, oh, I'm a cat. But like imagine Lion King without the puppets. Imagine if they were just dressed up in leotards.
Yeah, like, it's not gonna work. You're going back to
not gonna work, is it?
Going back to the Cowardly Lion in Wizard of Oz, aren't you? Really? That one,
Put 'em up.
Although he does do a very good job of that. Okay, so the cats is like we're gonna, that's on the. Anything else? What else have we got?
Bin it.
Okay.
Bin it.
What about Star Express? What about one grown ass people on roller skates? What about that one? Pretending to be trains.
Yeah, but that's kind of cool.
Is it?
Yeah, because they're on skates and they could mess themselves up. I mean, I've known friends that have smashed their knees.
Yeah, I had friends in it.
Just for the danger element, I'm in. I mean, I could see someone wipe. I'm not saying that that's like why I'll go to watch, but like that's like it's like hearing someone sing and it's like on the edge of their voice, and you know that it could go either way, but like they sound awesome. Do you know what I mean? It makes it exciting.
Okay.
And like I think the only arena or the only theater that's built for it now that to make it what it like as it was is in Germany, isn't it? They've got like a purpose-built arena.
Yeah,
now.
they generally build theaters for the productions, don't they?
Yeah, and it looks amazing.
Pretty advanced over there. Everything's done nicely, clean.
Germans.
Well, efficient.
Yeah,
very efficient. Right, anything else on the list you want to throw in there before I get to you these?
What that I like or what?
Well, no, more like, that you think, it's just like, what were they thinking kind of thing. You know what I mean?
What were they thinking? Yeah, there's one, but I didn't like it. I think people like it though. It's Girl from the North Country.
You weren't feeling it?
I wasn't feeling it. It was very slow for me.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, so I can't actually comment. But I mean, there are a lot of talented people in that show. But,
and it's Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan's got great music, but it's another one. It's like, how do you make that work?
But that's what's glorious about it, isn't it? In your mind, this is what you're going to say, like, musicals, like everyone has different tastes, and there's something for everyone.
That's right. So it's not for me, but it would have been for someone else.
But like, here's my sort of 2 pence worth on it, like for what it's worth. But I always think that musicals. Generally, I'm not a big fan of musicals. I do like a good melody and a good song, and I find that a lot of the stuff that's written now doesn't have anything. I think there's nothing that's, I think I said to you the other day, like talking about I'm trying to think of anything that's actually got some beautiful music in it. Like Adam Gettle, for example, in like Light Piazza, wrote some beautiful music. And then these people, they just disappear off the face of the earth, and you just don't hear anything for a while. And you're like, well, okay, so where's all this new melodic writing other than just rehashes of?
The thing is, you say you're not a fan, but you've got a very, very strong opinion on musicals, which makes you a fan.
I guess because, obviously,
and you've got a big knowledge of it as well.
Well, because I went to drama school and I had to do music studies and all the rest of it, so we had to research everything. And realistically, and I suppose my sort of wheelhouse of like what I'm more suitable for is more of the older style, stuff that's dated, kind of musical. And nowadays they're just kind of non-existent, really. They kind of get like shut down very quickly, which I think is a shame, because I think, like you said, there's a place for everything. But anything that's slightly melodramatic or heavy in substance, it's just considered like it's not even non-naturalistic. It just doesn't have a place. But like, I generally find those sort of shows will have good melodies in them. Like you think of the Secret Gardens and your Les Mises and
Yeah, I mean, you still get kind of heavy musicals, like look at Next to Normal and
but how long ago was that written? Do you know what I mean?
Dear Evan Hansen.
That's still leaning on the pop side of things, I think.
What else?
Still modern. I think it's still a modern show.
What about? I don't know. Something About Jamie.
Something About Jamie. What's that?
Yeah, it's about.
I don't even know that one.
It's a British production, British written show. I'm not actually sure of the plot line, but it's about a gay boy in the north of England, I think it is.
Right. I think I've seen that. I think there's a little production about here on 42nd Street.
How he's accepted into his community and things like that. But I mean, Billy Elliot, kind of same vibe,
Yeah, Billy Elliot.
It's heavy.
It was heavy when it came out. Yeah, it was. But that's still when was that released? Good Lord, I have to Google it, and I don't.
Hamilton, heavy.
Hamilton's, isn't kind of like
it's got like heavy. At the end, it's heavy.
Yeah, it's hard listening because obviously all the you have to really listen to understand what they're saying and stuff. But I still think that's a very well done show, and but like still like you could still argue that's a modern sort of still got a modern sort of show feel to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, cool. So we've sort of determined what you don't like and what you do like.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I have. We're going to try and sort of like move things along a bit. I've got 3 questions for you, and then you said 2 for me because
you're so angry at me.
Lazy.
Listen, I was busy today.
Okay, so like this kind of like ties in nicely with what we've just been saying, actually. So question number 1 for you: shows that are fun to be in, but are horrible to watch.
Oh, yeah. Joseph.
Joseph. I was going to say, you mean that has to be in there, doesn't it? Really?
Oh, it's so much fun to be in.
But
so much fun.
But to watch it,
we messed around so much on that show.
Yeah.
I don't know. To watch it, people enjoy it. I don't know. I'd probably be bored.
Who enjoys it? Kids. Yeah.
Kids show, innit?
Yeah, 5
kids show.
But it wasn't.
What else? Good to be in, crappy to watch. Oh, it's fun to be in. What else? I reckon Cats is probably like that. Right? The people that are in it.
Angelo Weber's, written a few of them, hasn't he, really? I think I'd probably put Starlight in that as well, realistically, in that bracket. There's 3 of his shows already.
Well, what about some shows that you've done?
What, that were fun to be in and terrible to watch?
Yeah.
No, because they weren't necessarily terrible to watch. Christ, let me think. See,
Dr. Zhivago.
I mean, I would, that's not even. I can't even put that in saying that's fun to be in.
I mean, what's Les Mis like? What's like?
Les Mis is really fun. Yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's fun. Like people do have like on the barricades. It's so dark. The original production is so dark that people can't see. Like you can barely see other people on stage with you. So that's what people, goofing around on the barricade is like. It's just a free for all. Every night it's just like cluster for efferys basically. But that's a good show to watch. I think that's a good show. That's not. I don't think it's terrible to watch.
I've never seen it.
Oh my god!
I've seen the film because Aaron
film.
Was in it. Yeah, because Aaron was in it, so I had to watch it. My mate was in it.
Aaron was in it, so I had to watch it.
What, have you seen the film?
Yes, I have seen the film.
Did you like it?
Anyway, moving on. So, what was Tom Mutu thinking? Moving on. No, I didn't really like it, if I'm honest. No, I didn't. I like bits of it, but the majority of it, because I don't know. I just found some of it really irritating. There's too much of it. It was irritating.
I found Russell Crowe a little bit irritating, and I haven't seen the original, and I just thought he was a bit forced. Forced singing. Yeah. It's kind of like Pierce Brosnan in Mamma Mia. Really forced singing.
Mamma Mia. That's another one. Well, people like watching that though. I just can't get my head around it.
Yeah, but the thing is, I feel that it works better on film than it did as musical, because Meryl Streep is amazing in it.
Right.
I believe everything she does.
Well, she's amazing in everything, really, isn't
she? Yeah, I just believe her. She'd be like, "Yo, I've got you want to come stay in this Greek hotel I've got that I bought?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I believe you. I will go and stay in your Greek hotel. Thank you very much."
Yeah, but that show's embarrassing though, isn't it, really? It is.
Yeah, I suppose. I like it. The film.
Right. Of course you do.
Stagey.
Right. We'll move on to question 2. So we're like, all right, I want to count down from 5 to 1. I'm guessing you won't be able to do 5. So let's say 3 to 1, just in case. If you can do 5, then great. Shows that were written under the influence, you think?
Shows that were written under the influence.
You know what I mean? So shows that are like absolutely sort of batshit, and you're like, what were they thinking? What was?
I mean, Cats is going to be in every one of these.
Is this in a podcast about
They were
Cats?
so high.
They must have been.
They must have been high.
Yeah, they must have been high.
When they wrote that. Okay, what else? I don't know, dude. What else? What do you reckon?
I'm trying to think of something. What about interestingly, there's one that's just been released, which is Lincoln Center, wasn't it? Flying Over Sunset. That actually is about people being high on drugs. I don't know, James Lapine.
I get it. Flying over sunset because they're so high and they're flying
LSD
over
trips. Yeah.
Sunset.
That's one.
That's
I don't know if he necessarily wrote it high, but what else? Come on, there must be other ones that are like just completely batshit crazy.
Book of Mormon. South Park, the musical.
Oh yeah, but they're just like that anyway, aren't they? They're just so friggin' funny. I mean,
did you know that they've got Cannibal the musical as well?
No, I'd like.
You ever seen it?
No. But that's got to be on there.
Ridiculous.
I think Bat Out of Hell, that must have been one. That has to be. Have you seen that? That was, oh, come on. That was
dreadful.
Like, oh my God. It wasn't like, it's as a spectacle, like the set was just insane. It was like moving all over creation, but like what was going on it. It was.
Rest in peace. I met him once.
Completely bonkers.
I met Meatloaf once. He came to watch Burn the Floor when I was in it at the Long Acre Theatre.
Burn the Floor. What did you do? What did you do in that by chance?
I was the vocalist. Right.
You didn't literally burn the floor.
I didn't Bachata or Botafogo anywhere. If any ballroom dancing aficionados out there, they'll know what I'm talking about, Tam. Don't you worry, mate. Don't you worry.
Oh my God.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a nice guy.
So you've given me 2. We need a couple more. You got another one?
Mate, I don't know.
Come on.
Aren't most musicals written when they're high?
Probably.
Right.
Probably. It's very, very. I think of some of the older ones. I mean, Wizard of Oz, that's got to be up there, isn't it? That must be. I bet that person.
Yeah. Someone's just like dripping, like, yo, listen, how about this for an idea, right? There's a little girl, and there's a tornado takes her away from this earth into another land of munchkins. And the munchkins are little people, right? No, don't stop. Don't laugh, mate. It's funny. They're little people, and they live in a town that's got like a yellow brick road. It's yellow and it's bricks, all right? And then suddenly, out of nowhere, this house just comes and kills this witch, right? But she's given magical shoes that can take her home Like, I mean, come on.
And then she meets people that haven't got a brain, a heart, and some courage.
I mean, they'd be dead. You can't live without a heart. So obviously, this is all in her imagination. So
you can't.
By extension,
you heard it here, folks. You can't live without a heart.
I mean,
what about a brain? Can you live without a brain?
You can't. It's impossible.
Well, you can. I know lots of people that haven't got brains and they're living. You know,
that's impossible.
No,
they might have.
They're
slow functioning brain.
No, they've definitely got no brains. Trust me.
It's impossible. You can't live without a brain function, or a heart and heart function. Right.
Right.
So that's just silly, isn't it?
Well, I think that's a good one on the list, though. I think it was probably
high
on there. I think
high
on there.
High.
We could just say most of Angela Weber's work.
High.
Wizard of Oz, maybe Book of Mormon, because those guys are always quite funny anyway.
Yeah. I mean, Moulin Rouge. Baz was probably high when he came
Baz was, yeah. I think he was probably definitely. He probably had all his music going in the background and just skit like crazy.
I mean, hey, it's a good show. It's a good show.
Good movie. Good movie.
Yeah.
He did well with that, I thought. He did well
good show.
Yeah. I've got another question for you, but throw me one of yours. Come on, because otherwise it's just.
All right. One question.
Let's hear what you've got for me.
If you could play any opposing role, as in any female role, what would you play?
In any
musical?
In any musical?
Show? Yeah. What would you play?
But I don't really like musicals, do I? So.
Well, you do though, because you do.
Not really.
People can see right through you, Tam Mutu. You're like, I like football. I don't like musicals. But you really do like musicals, and you're stagey, my friend.
Not really to do it like that.
You are, mate. You are.
Female role.
Come on.
I don't know. I guess if I want to do it, but what's a good role to do?
Do you know what I want to play?
Oh, here we go.
Sandy in Greece.
Jesus Christ.
Mate, I'd always got so good. So good.
Why do you not choose anything with some substance?
What are you talking about?
No substance to any of your musicals.
Sandy Dombrowski has all the substance in the world, mate.
Oh my God. You want to be a pink lady? You already are a pink lady.
Hey, I would rule the school.
Who else would you cast? All your little stagies from Mulan to go with you?
Yeah.
So who would you put in? Who would you put in as your pink lady?
Who else would I want to be? Who else could I be? Princess Jasmine.
Princess Jasmine, another one.
I'd look great in a midriff.
Friggin' hell.
Right? Get my abs out.
Get my abs out. No one wants to see that. No one's paying money to see that. No one's paying to see that. You're a grown-ass man.
They will pay, and they'll pay good money for it.
You're a grown-ass, middle-aged man showing off your midriff as Jasmine. No one wants to see that. Everyone
wants to see her. You don't know what people want. You got to give the people what they want.
This isn't a sex club. It's a Disney movie. It's a Disney movie show.
All right.
No, I would choose I would go with something with a bit of substance, like Mrs. Lovett in Sweeney Todd.
See, I've never seen it. This is how much you like musicals, and you say you don't like, but you do.
Because that's actually a good show. Because I've always wanted to play Sweeney, because I actually think that's actually quite fun. Well, his dark. I like the dark shows. Me, you know me.
I wonder why you like the dark shows.
I'm such a ray of light every day that I need to sort of balance it out with darkness.
Don't you put yourself down, Tam Mutu. You're a ray of sunshine.
Ray of sunshine every day. Every day. I have to give joy to everybody every day. So I need,
especially when you're playing PlayStation. When you're playing your PlayStation, you are a ray of light.
No, I give joy. Give joy to everybody.
You're a joy bringer.
That's a good role. I think that's a good role. Is it Mrs. Lovett? It's Mrs. Lovett, isn't it? Yeah. She's got all the pies in London. That one.
Yeah. So basically, let's just say this. My knowledge of musicals is limited to musicals I've been in.
Is 1975 onwards.
Or auditioned for. That's my knowledge of musicals.
Basically has a pop song in it, is what you're saying.
Basically. How are we doing for time, by the way?
We're nearly there.
Are we going to get kicked out of this Zoom?
We shouldn't do. Does it tell you how long you have left?
It tells you it gives you a 5 minute.
Yeah, so we got time. We're still good, I think.
Cool.
I'm trying to think of like.
I'm not sure I understand.
Oh, Siri.
Who was that?
That was Siri.
Siri getting Larry.
No, Siri, you need to shut up.
Pipe down. Shut up. Shut up.
Yeah. Okay, last question for you.
Go.
I've answered yours, so you got another one for me, though, haven't you? Do me one more. Come on.
All right, I'll give you one more. What do you think?
You're making this up on the spot, aren't you?
No, I'm not actually. What do you think is the most important thing that they don't teach in drama schools?
That they don't teach in drama schools?
Yeah. So what do you think they should teach? What's the most important thing they should teach?
Yeah, because you do a lot of animal studies, my friend, and clown studies.
They spend way too much time on those animals when they could be
time on rolling around, licking each other's,
telling you how to sort out your tax. Do you know what I mean?
You know what I mean? Yeah, tax.
Set up a corporation.
Let's have a look. Yeah, that's a bit. Let's do a little corporation class. Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
I've got a massive buzz, and I think it's my refrigerator. But
don't worry, I had the people upstairs. I would say. I don't think you can teach it though. I guess it's like because if you're at a good school, they should sort of implement it anyway. I would say like always being prepared as you can be. I think is something like I would say probably how to deal with the rejection side of things is always I
think that's a big one.
The psychological side of like
getting knocked down and constantly told
consistently, and being told. Well, that doesn't really apply to me per se, but like to most people, getting told no's all the time must be really hard.
Yeah.
But I've only experienced it one or two times.
Shut up. We're not all as good looking as you. People like Tam goes into this is what happens. This is how it goes. Tam goes into an audition room, right?
This is not true.
And he sings a song, does the sides, whatever, has a chat, and then the panel say, "Thanks, that'll be all."
Thanks, get out.
With their minds set on we're not going to give him the job, and then he just flashes his smile, and they're like, "Yes,
oh yeah,
you will have the job."
The smile that gets it. That's what it is.
That's what happens.
I don't smile. I don't smile very often, so it can't be that. I would say that's probably what it is, because like the whole sort of going through that whole because when you get sent stuff like material to learn, it can be long and arduous, and you're not getting paid for it. You're spending there like hours, doing brushing up on your music, or if they've sent you music, it doesn't have to be just music, it can be like straight plays, whatever, TV, and then to do all that work and then not hear anything or hear a no or whatever, it's like that's I think is something which is not necessarily talked about enough, but like I don't know how they sort of go about that really.
I don't know. I've got two things that I think they should teach more. I think learning strategies of how to learn bulk material.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Yeah, very good. Because when they send you like 15 sides and they only listen to like one page.
Yeah.
Right.
Or you're doing a gig, because sometimes you have to do a gig and they're like, listen, the gig's next Tuesday, you need to learn like 12 songs.
Right.
Which has happened to me multiple times. So it's like learning strategies of how, like, prioritize learning, how to learn bulk things fast.
Yep.
I think that's very important.
Yeah.
Because, and the other one is they should delve into like social dynamics and adaptability within a company, like how to navigate. Do you know what I mean? Because some people aren't very good at it, and they feel uncomfortable going into new situations and like things like that.
I also think like work ethic should be in there as well, to be honest.
Yeah.
Work ethic.
I mean, that's kind of like,
and how to behave within a company as well, I think is always
that's what I mean. That's what I kind of mean.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, obviously now, like with everything that's going on now, and like with the climate and everything, people need to be more aware of everything they do anyway. But I think they need to have you need to have some sort of grasp of that, because people are from different backgrounds, different areas of the country. Some people have more knowledge in things. Some people are in like very cosmopolitan areas. Some people aren't, and to have that sort of understanding, I think, is very important as well. I agree.
Yes, that's right.
I do agree with that.
Hey, we speak well.
Well, sort of. I've got another question for you, just last one, and then we'll sort of wind it up. What do you like? What are your likes and dislikes about the industry, do you think?
The likes and dislikes of the industry.
Yeah, just like what we do. It kind of ties in with what you've just been saying about. So those are good.
Of the industry now, I've got a one that's a peeve at the moment is.
This is we're starting with the negative, are we? Peeve.
Yeah, a lot of casting nowadays is based. I mean, we're lucky because we're old and we come from a generation that's a bit before this. But the new kids going into
speak for yourself.
All right, mate. How old are you?
You're 50 now. I'm just 40.
You're older than me. I'm turning 43 this year.
I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway,
how old are you turning? Anyway, a lot of casting now is based on, let's say based on your following, like your Instagram followers and your social media presence.
Right.
And sometimes they're like, you can audition for this if you've got over 10,000 or over 15,000 followers.
That's a thing, is it?
Apparently. And I'm like, that's the company just piggybacking and saving marketing costs.
Right.
Because they want to cast people that have got a following.
Right.
And I'm like, that's not cool.
But then you can argue that a lot of people get a following now without actually having talent.
That's true. But that's the nature of reality TV. It's just an extension of that.
Right. It's kind of like drama school nowadays is like, in a sense, I don't want to say this because I think people should go and sort of do their thing, but you could argue it's obsolete because it doesn't seem to matter anymore, does it? Whether you go to drama school or not, you could go on a reality show. Next thing you know, you're hosting everything, or you're a regular in a TV show or a movie or what,
Well, there's a lot to be said for learning on the job. Do you know what I mean? So you can't say that that's a bad thing, because a lot of my jobs I've learned stuff on the job.
Right.
And it just happens that my personality and my talents kind of eat off that. They thrive off that.
Right.
Had I gone to drama college for an extended 3 years, like university or whatever, rather than doing just short courses, maybe I would have turned out differently.
Right.
I would have lost a bit of what I have.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair point. What about things like what do you like about it then? So what makes you want to do it all the time?
I like it and I hate it. It's one of these, and you're going to agree with me with this. It's the people.
Yeah, but they're annoying as well, aren't they?
That's what I mean. I do it I love the people, and also some of the people are annoying.
Stagey.
Yeah, but the people, like my friends, it's like you have common interests, you have common views.
Do you?
You know what I mean? Yeah. Well, not with you.
Yeah, I'm a bit different. What about the hours?
The hours is a bit sucky because it's kind of like, although it's seen as the workforce, it's not seen as the workforce. Do you know what I mean?
Right. So you're saying that people think it's a bit of a jolly and a joke?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I mean,
you're in theatre. It's a joke, isn't it? It's not really a serious thing.
Well, yeah, it's like, and then I'd like to see them do 8 shows a week plus rehearsals. Right. It's not easy.
Right.
It's not easy. Is it?
It's not easy being Joseph or being a cat. It's not.
Don't. I mean, listen. It's not easy, but is it fun? Yeah, and that takes the edge off, right?
Is it fun though?
I find it fun. I have a good time every time I do the show.
Every show.
Yep, I have a good time. I laugh a lot.
No, I get that. I understand what you're saying. I laugh at you a lot as well.
And you do too.
No, I laugh at a lot of what goes on stage.
For all the pain that my body's in.
My mouth hits the floor with some of the things I see on stage, good and bad.
Oh God.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
No, I have to say, I think the hours are obviously when everyone has time off, you don't, and it's like you're working when people are sort of having holidays. Holidays are always hard, I think, like Christmas.
Yeah, but that goes back to how much the union can can protect the actor. And there's a whole other can of worms there that we can possibly go into in another.
Oh yeah, we got
the podcast.
Oh, don't worry. If people respond to this, then we would. I've got a list of podcasts. Don't you worry. There's plenty of things.
Don't you worry, boo. Don't you worry.
Don't you worry. And then there's also like maybe we'll do a live, and then people can suggest some things. But you want to hear us talk about or whittle on about. Yeah. But, so the overall feeling of a musical is it has a place. Is what you're saying. It's got a good place, and
of course,
and you love it.
I love it. So you can hear New York.
Yeah, I can hear. They're coming for you. Do you know what that means? Because you're staging.
I'm getting deported. That's what that means.
We need to get this stage. You go out of this country.
God, I'm so hot in this room. It's that sun is coming through that window. It's ridiculous. And my heating's on. I'm dying here.
Turn the heating off.
I can't.
Open the window.
It's one of those. I can't because then the sound will come in.
Oh, that's a good point. You said that, didn't you? I didn't.
Yeah.
Well, we're nearly finished now. So,
thanks for coming by. Thanks for coming, everyone.
Yeah,
bye.
Thanks for coming, everyone. No one's listened to it. Or
Goodbye.
one person like you and your one course in Australia.
You're so rude.
Right. Well, that's a wrap. I did have one other thing because I just wanted you to talk about Lou Diamond Phillips again. I did have one thing where I just wanted you to say name some of your favorite influences or people you admire. I know you'd love to say. I know you want to answer that one. I know you do.
Tam Mutu.
No, go on. He's got people like go on because I want to hear these two names out of your mouth because I know one of them's coming.
What? Listen, it's only because
there are two. One of them he's mentioned already, and there's another one.
I saw him on stage when I was about 7. It's not embarrassing because he's the most charismatic performer I've ever seen in my life, and he is amazing, right? Ricky Martin. I love Ricky Martin.
People do,
and I so desperately want him to come and watch the show. So if anyone knows him,
Ricky, if you're listening, please come see the show.
Please come and watch the show.
And maybe you could sit with Lou Diamond Phillips together. Sort of sit there.
Honestly, he's such a cool guy.
Could all go out and have dinner afterwards or something.
Actually, I'd be in heaven. That'd be so cool.
Ken worked with Lou Diamond Phillips on that.
And she said he was cool, right?
Yeah, she said it was very cool.
See, I told you.
Nice. Prodigal son. Well, I met him briefly with you, and I thought he was.
Yeah, and he was awesome.
He was very nice. He was a nice guy. But Ricky Martin just doesn't want to see you. He said, I'm not going to see that show.
It's not that. It's just because he doesn't know of my presence. If he knew of my presence, he would be like,
do you think it's
two Rickies are better than one? Two Rickies are better than one.
Do you think it's because the marketing team aren't doing their job properly? They're not getting him in the room?
Yeah, I do.
They need to be on it a bit more.
Get him in the room.
I think they need to as well. We've not had anyone for a while, have we? No one.
No, we haven't. What's going on?
COVID, mate.
COVID. People don't want the rouge with COVID.
People don't want to sit in that room.
No, but we've been getting good houses.
Very good houses. So we're
very lucky, actually. We're very lucky.
Where are the stage? Where's Ricky Martin? There's no excuse.
Where is Ricky Martin? Come on.
That'll be the next podcast. Where is Ricky Martin?
I'll be in for that one.
All right. Well, that's enough for today, I think, because I'm going to be seeing you in about 3 hours at work. So from Ricky, say goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone. I'll see you on Instagram Live.
Yeah, let us know. We're going to piece this together and stick it out there and then see how people respond.
Yes.
All right. Peace out, everybody. Bye. Have a great evening. Adios.